Hello friends, welcome to this reading vlog. I have prepared a little TBR for this summer, so it's the first vlog, there might be a few. So I'm going to present my little TBR and I will update you as I read the books. So the first one I have is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. It's a book I have started a long time ago and I still need to read the last part of this book because it's divided into 3 parts. So I'm hoping to read this book really fast. It's a fantasy book and it is really well written. There are lots of intriguing details, lots of plots. It's very good. The next book I have is A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky. This one is really small and the cover is beautiful. It's a positive sci-fi novel and I am really excited to read it because it won't do any bad. I think it's going to be a pleasant read. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I also have a few graphics to read. 2 mangas and 1 comic. So the 2 mangas are, the first one is the second volume of Magus of the Library by mitsu izumi, sorry. I have read the first volume a while ago and I wanted to continue the series, so there's this one. The other manga I have to read is the second volume of the Apothecary Diaries. It's written by Itsuki, nanao and nekokurage. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I've read the first volume as well. It's very beautiful inside, so can't wait to read that one as well. And the last book that I have is a book I actually bought because I found the drawings were interesting. It's called zorus and I have no idea what it is about, but just have a look. I think the drawing style is a little bit special and well, that's the last one on my TBR. I am not saying there won't be any other books I'll read, so we'll see how it goes and I will see you soon. Hey friends, so it is much later than the previous clips. However, I have finished 2 books and I have begun another one, so I wanted to give you a little update. First of all, I finished reading Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. It was really good. The second volume was a little bit long. I got a little bit bored, so I wanted to see what the third volume had for me, and it was exquisite. It was excellent. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of rhythm, and I really loved it. I did not expect the end at all. I am not quite yet ready to begin the second volume, but I'm sure it will happen one day because it was great. Yeah, I can't really tell what's happening because it would spoil you the intrigue, but I can just recommend to read it and see for yourself. After reading Royal Assassin, which was quite a heavy read, I read A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky. It was so nice. It was very heartfelt. It was a cozy moment just spending this time with. So it's the story of a monk who makes tea according to what people are feeling, and he also listens to them talking about their daily struggles, their problems, the things that are bothering them, and he makes the tea according to that. And then he gets tired of this life that he enjoys, but he feels like stuck in this position and stuck in this very similar daily routine that he has, and he's a bit tired of it, and so he chooses to go a little bit outside of his comfort zone and travel a little bit further, where he meets a robot. The 2 characters are non-binary. And I have to say that at the very beginning, it was a little bit surprising for me. So the book is in French, but in French there is no such thing as they, for example. So it's she or he in French. And in the past few years there has been some work done about that, and there's a new pronoun that is the equivalent of they in English, and it's yel. And I struggled a little bit at the beginning, but then I got used to it and it was very seamless and I loved it. I can't wait to read the second volume. Plus, look at these covers, they're so beautiful. So it's a sci-fi novel, and I really understand all the hype about and around it. It's really good. And the third book I was talking about at the beginning is Magus of the Library. It's a manga written by Mitsu Izumi, and I read the first volume a while ago. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, but I remember the story pretty well. It's this young boy who is physically different than the other kids of his age, and he decides that he wants to become a kahuna, which are those people who work in the central library of the country, and their job is to fix, to restore, to repair the old and antique books. And that is what the young boy wants to do. And so he decides to take the exam to work there and to go there because it's a long way, and he has lots of adventures and everything. I liked the first volume, but I thought it was a bit slow and I was waiting for the action to happen. It is still a little bit the case in this volume. However, I have hope that it will get better because it's a manga series, and I feel like it always takes a little bit of time for the story to really begin in mangas. So I am waiting for it to happen. I am almost halfway through and the drawings are fabulous. It's beautiful. It's also why I keep reading it, even though I am not really 100% into the story for now, but I have no doubt it will get better, and I am really looking forward to seeing it. So that's all for today. I will give you an update once I finish the manga. I will keep you posted, so see you soon. Hi friends, so I have finished reading the second volume of Magus of the Library. So it was this one, and to be honest, I quite liked it because the plot is slowly being built and it has a little bit more rhythm, it's more interesting, and I think the third volume is going to be great. So basically, I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but by the end of the second volume, the main character is almost reaching his goal. Well, he is arriving to the grand library that he wants to work at, and he is taking the tests. We don't have the results yet, but I hope that it will be the case in the third volume. I have also bought another book. It's a French book. It's called Dictionnaire des idées reçues by Gustave Flaubert. Gustave Flaubert is the author who wrote Madame Bovary. It's very famous. Maybe you know it. And it is basically a dictionary of words that are good to know and to use in society at the time, of course. So it was the 19th century, and it's really funny. I read it in one sitting, and it's interesting. I have also started another book, which is Magic Charly by Audrey Alwett. It is a French book by a French author taking place in the south of France, and it's a fantasy book. It's an in-between between a young adult book and a children's book. It's really well written. There are lots of little fun words that have been invented by the author, and basically the story is that we're following Charlie, who is living with his mother, and he has a grandmother who has special abilities. She's actually it's a mix between a witch and a magician. In French, it's une magicière, which is a mix of the words magicienne and sorcière. And it's really good. His grandmother has lost his memory. She's been missing for 5 years, and she reappears out of nowhere without her memory. And so Charlie is going to try to find her memory back, find a way to give his grandmother her ability to remember things back. And for now it's really good, so I'm looking forward to continuing it, and I will tell you if I like it in the end, but I hope I do because I have already bought the second volume. Well friends, this is the last update of this reading vlog. I finished yesterday Magic Charlie. It was an incredible read. I really enjoyed it. It's very well written. If you want to learn French, it's a good book, I think, but it's written in a way with certain expressions and idioms that might be a little bit difficult, but if you like challenges, it's the perfect read. So I really do recommend this book, and I am looking forward to reading the second volume, which I have already ordered. This morning I also read Zorus, which was nice. It's really a children's book. There's not a lot going on, but what I liked about this book, and that is what made me buy it in the first place, is the drawing style. It's not something I have often seen in comic books, so I did enjoy. It's nice. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's not even 100 pages, and it's just you're following characters in their daily life. There's a little bit of trouble sometimes here and there, but not something that's really difficult to understand. It's nice, it's not memorable, but I had a good moment. And last but not least, I read the second volume of the Apothecary Diaries, and to be honest, I was quite surprised because I did not remember I liked the first volume as much as I did this one. I was also a little bit surprised because at the very beginning of this book, Mao Mao, the main character, is really violent, which is not something I remembered either, but it was very, very nice to read. It's all about medicinal properties of some foods and some herbs, and Mao Mao is an interesting character. She's a female character in an era where women do not have much to say. They are pretty much like objects, and Mao Mao is nothing like that. She has her temper, she says what she wants to say, and it's interesting. It's very quick to read. I didn't see time pass because it's really, really good. So I recommend, and I hope to read the third and more volumes very soon. Anyways, that's all for this reading vlog. I hope you enjoy the books I presented. I hope you read them. If you do, please let me know what you think about them. And if you like this video, I would love to make more, so just tell me if you did in the comments. And I will see you soon. Sweet kisses!